invite those present on the hillside to stand in recognition of each team's national anthem.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you may be. My name is Nico Arciniegas, and I'll be your host for today's game. Welcome to the live coverage of the 2022 World Lacrosse Men's U21 World Championship, provided by the Lax Sports Network on laxsn.com, all the way from the University of Limerick at Limerick, Ireland. Yesterday, both teams had a game. China defeated Poland on a thriller 8-9, and Wales dominated. Let me repeat that, dominated against Chinese Taipei. It was the man of the hour, Owen Braddock, alongside a man who I've been told does not lose, is yet to lose a face-off, Harry Green Logan. Those two guys have been the set key pieces for this Wales team. Now, remember, for this particular event, it is a record 23 teams that will compete in the championship, and it will be the largest ever age group for a world championship staged by World Lacrosse. Originally, a U19 World Championship, the World Lacrosse approved a change in upper age eligibility, raising the event to U20. However, due to COVID, there was a postponement, thus raising the age to U21 on a one-time basis. Lax is a sport that has obtained recognition by the International Olympic Committee in June of 2022. They are hoping to gain Olympic inclusion by 2028 for the LA Games. We will approximately broadcast over 100 games globally via TV and digital stream. Just remember that the Lax Sports Network is very proud to bring you over 60 games of this World Championship. And today, Tom Eschen will be on the call for the game at 1 p.m. European time, 8 a.m. American Eastern time, pardon me. That is Czech Republic against Japan. The Czech Republic come off a defeat against Puerto Rico, while Japan look to turn things around and win another match. Remember, that call is by Tom Eschen here today in your Lax SN network. Here are a few images of the players while they sang their national anthem. Heartfelt moment, beautiful images. This is the pool or Group D in the matchup that we will see today between China and Wales. And we are set to begin. This time, folks, China will be wearing white and Wales will be wearing its original green color. And as I said before, for that face-off, we have none other than Hair Green Login, who was absolutely dominant yesterday in his performance on Field 3 against Chinese Taipei on a game that saw them score 14-2 goals. Let's get underway. Number 2 for China, currently for the face-off, Liu Mengan. And right on time, right on cue is Mr. Login with the ball. Owen Braddock dishes it. Jamie Chambers, who's been in that position for the past couple of days, just in the back of the goalie, finding the open man that make the cuts. Another man to name, Aaron Eastwood, was on the score sheet at least 3-4 times yesterday. So expect this to be a high-paced game because the offense for Wales is quite explosive. Seems like they're a very good unit that have found a lot of chemistry together, and they've got some really, really good players that could take it one-on-one. And this was one of the things that was not as costly for Wales yesterday, but there were a lot of turnovers on the offensive side. They were very careless with possession of the ball. We'll see if they'll decide to pressure up high as they did against Chinese Taipei, because Chinese Taipei was having such a hard time trying to get just to the middle of the field. They could not cover that length because of the pressure they were receiving from Wales. And we see indeed that high pressure up by Wales, China being patient. And that first line of pressure is very important. China moving the ball a little bit easier than Chinese Taipei did yesterday. That defense is quite the unit for Wales, let me tell you folks at home. They are very physical, they get in your face, and they do not care who's in front of them. And that is number 18, Gao Huaying. Then to number 8, James Xu. Back again, number 2, Liu Mingan takes a shot and scores. That is the first score of the game, and that was not Liu Mingan. Pardon me, folks. That was Keegan Hughes. First score of the game goes to China. And a game that was yesterday dominated by Will McDonald with a great save percentage. Today starts with a chippy goal. And that was some great movement by Hughes. Takes out the man of the moment yesterday, Owen Braddock, and takes a rip right at McDonald. Again, face off, we got once more Harry Green login against number 2 for China. That is Liu Mengen. And that is another recover of possession by Wales. Number 17, Aaron Eastwood, moving the ball upfield quickly to transition into offense and try to surprise that defense. Jamie Chambers helping ease the pressure by moving the ball a lot quicker. You see the Wales player with a bit more urgency moving the ball. That was number 16, Oscar Miller. Back again to Harry Green Logan. Now it is Aaron Eastwood, Jamie Chambers who passes it back. Owen Braddock on that left wing. Always somebody to be looking at. That was number 9, Max Chafu Evans. Back to Braddock. Back to Evans. And that is Aaron Eastwood with a little cut and a shot that does not go in. It bounces off. It was saved by goalie Hui Hao Xuan. It will stay Wales' possession. Still on the Chinese side of the field. Chambers passes it to Eastwood. Eastwood to Owen Braddock. Is he going to take it himself? Yes, he faces off. He moves. And a shot is up again. That was number 17, Aaron Eastwood. It did not go close this time. Number 9 now on the ball, Evans. Braddock back to Eastwood. Now Campbell with a quick cut. Still looking for the open man. That Chinese defense is just glued like a unit. Another shot by Owen Braddock. Great save by the goalie for China. Number 11, Hui Hao Xuan. That is his second save already today. No goal scores yet on this man. He takes himself the ball and makes the first pass in order to ease up that pressure. That is number 88 turning on the jet burners. Damon Zhu. Quick passes. McDonald saves it. And again, that threatening offense by China. Quick transitions. Making cuts. Finding the open man. And a great reaction by number 2, Will McDonald. Who is able to keep the score just one up for China. It will stay on this side of the field, however, as China will continue to attack. Remember, we are still in the first quarter. China moving the ball around, doing a great job with little cuts and waiting to find the open space. Number 88 takes a shot, clean, and another score. Damon Zhu with a blazer beam-like shot that goes right through Will McDonald. And if you see the positioning, folks, on the opposite side, they're starting to make cuts. So you see number 8, he takes up one of the defenders with him, leaving number 88, Damon Zhu, wide open. That is the second score for China on this first quarter. And I am a little struck that Wales has not had quite the reaction I expected them to. Again, we'll go back to face off. Harry Green login going against number 2 Liu Min Gan. And right on cue, Green logging again with a face-off victory. Owen Braddock still yet to see the explosiveness of this player. Yesterday he had 4 scores by himself and actually had a couple assists as well to accompany for his stat sheet. Again, Braddock. Harry Green login. Chambers. Chambers dishes it to number 4, Finn Sykes. Back to Braddock. Cameron Probert back in the field. Aaron Eastwood. Max Evans. They're getting closer to that shot, and that was a miss. Very close. Great positioning by number 8 to turn around and just try to find the open space. That was Cameron Probert, and a score. Score by number 7.
And Wales has joined the party just after the
That was, I believe, Jamie Chambers. Yes, indeed, Jamie Chambers with the assist, but capitalizing on it is Aaron Eastwood, who puts his name on the stat sheet this morning. Morning for us, middle of the day for you. Back there in Europe, Limerick, Ireland. Ready for face-off. Wales heard me say that I did not see them react the way I thought they would, and just as I said it, they scored the first goal of the game. We're still in the first quarter with a difference of 1 goal for China. Green login again with Liu Mingen, and the Chinese side is able to win the first face-off of the day. And that quick transition into offense is what been so successful for them. I think that high pressure that they had on Chinese Taipei yesterday was really something that was working for Wales. I don't see him doing this. I think they respect a bit more the ability of the Chinese players and don't want to try to overgas themselves so early into this game. That is China using the entirety of the field to make those wearing green move their legs. Number 1 for China currently took a shot but blocked. Owen Braddock rarely recovers the ball, and we're quickly going into a transition offense for Wales. Braddock still on the ball, turning on those Jets. Another pass for Chambers. Chambers takes a shot. It was blocked. And it was Chambers who shot that. Again, it will be Wales' ball. It will stay on the Chinese side. Chambers to recover that ball. Aaron Eastwood. Braddock again. Cameron Probert. Again, Chambers. In that spot that he likes so much. Braddock rips it right through. Great save by Quick Xiao Huan.
5 minutes
And a little bit of a foul there by Braddock. He's been called by the referee. Making a couple substitutions down here at the bottom of your screen currently. And you could hear both benches being so vocal, telling Travis to get off. There is a call on the field. It will be from the middle of the field that China will resume its possession with number 3 currently handling the situation. Keegan Hughes, one of the few players that's been able to score alongside number 88, Damon Zhu. That is number 8, James Zhu. Takes a shot and a save by McDonald. Great reaction so far by number 2 for Wales. Getting pressured already by number 77, Kevin Taihang Yang. It is McDonald who's still with the ball and loses it. Leaves the goalie wide open. And a great save by number 19. Unless it is called. Seemed like a legal stick check, but referees might have seen otherwise. and they did indeed see otherwise. They will retain possession here on this side. Chinese team, the Chinese nation will still be on the ball on the offensive side. And you see a lot more of that physicality I was talking to you about, folks.
3 minutes,
Wales
10
likes to
seconds
hit
remaining
you
in
in
the
your
first
mouth
quarter.
real
Big
quick
10
and hard.
for referee timeout.
Seems like number 77 was a little bit hurt. Kevin Taihang was hit by Finn Sykes, who was just trying to stick check him and get that ball away from the danger. Again,
3
Will
minutes, 3
McDonald
minutes remaining in the
already
quarter.
one attempt to get the ball by
20 seconds
himself right
remaining in the
through. Did
play.
not work. Left the goal uncovered. And that is number 17, Aaron Eastwood, who passes it up to number 14. Somebody we had not
20
seen today,
seconds
Luke
remaining in the play.
Crompton. Crompton to Chambers as he continues to stay on that right side of the field. Although we had seen him yesterday mostly behind the goalie of the opposing team. Seems like there, Chambers has great vision and was always able to find the men that were cutting or had open space as well. Again, Luke Compton on the ball. We are still in the first quarter of this game. Owen Braddock comes back in the field. Aaron Eastwood, Chambers again, making that little run behind, being defended again to Chambers. We have not seen those
2
open
minutes,
spaces
2
while
minutes
they
remaining in
cut,
the quarter. 2.
but it's gonna be hard for Wales to get a shot off. And Eastwood to Chambers, who is able to corral that
Score
pass.
is 2-1. in favor of
Eastwood
China.
getting pressured up high,
1 minute, 45 seconds to go in this first quarter.
and the China almost recovered the ball. They were able to take it off. Eastwood. Now it's Braddock who's taking the ball himself. Eastwood's gonna take a shot, a bounce shot that sails over the goal of Kui Waoxuan. And a score. A number 22, Owen Braddock.
1:14 mark in the first quarter.
First of the day, but I assure you this won't be his last.
Tying the game up at 2 with 1:05
Ah,
to go.
beautiful,
Minute,
beautiful
4 seconds
shot
remaining.
right over his back, showing a little bit of what I call a razzle dazzle. Nothing Kui Waoxuan could do there. He
1
was
minute
right in
remaining.
front of him,
Less
and
than 1.
he just sailed that shot right over him. Again, number 2 against number 18. So far, China has won one of the face-offs, while Wales all of the other ones. Well, now let me add another one for China and for the man wearing number 2, Mengen, sorry, number 88, back on the field and on the ball. Damon Su taking all by himself and a score again. That man cannot be stopped. McDonald trying his best to save it, but that was a
20
beam that
seconds
went
remaining
through
in the
in
quarter.
between the left stick
Score is now 3-2
and
in
the
favor
goal.
of China. 20 seconds remaining
He was
in the quarter.
positioned properly, and that little shift in hand position gave the advantage to Hugh, who ended up scoring once again. That is his second of the game. Third score for China. And Will McDonald having a little bit of a harder morning this time around. Green Noggin again winning the face-off, doing everything by himself.
Under 10 seconds.
10 seconds to go. Shot! And it is not a goal. It hit the behind area of the net. It did seem like one, but Chambers was unable to score this time. They will give him the ball again. He's lining up. Couple of changes on the offensive side and defensive side for both teams. Couple substitutions going on in the bottom of your screen. And that marks the end of a very fast-paced and very good first quarter. Remember that you are watching the Lax the Lax Sports Network. That is the end of the first quarter. You're watching the 2022 World Lacrosse Men's U21 World Championships live from the University of Limerick, Ireland on laxsn.com. Be right back. And we are here and ready for more action in the Group D as Wales take on China, and they're the first to have offensive possession currently. That is Jamie Chambers dishing the ball to Braddock. Braddock takes a shot, but it ricochets off of one of the players' helmet. Still, Wales are on the possession. Another turnover. Now that's something probably head coach Dan Funnel has talked over with his players. Last game around, they had a bunch of turnovers. However, they didn't capitalize into scoring positions for Chinese Taipei this time around. A more complete offensive team like China will make you pay, so you do not want to have a lot of those. Wales transitioning quickly into offense with number 14, Luke Crompton, running the length of the field. However, it is Damon Su, the man that's been doing it all for China, who sticks check him and momentarily almost gained possession for China, but in the end he does not. That is number 4, Finn Sykes, the leader of the defense, telling them to settle down. Still with possession, back to McDonald. McDonald dishes it up there. Number 14, Luke Crompton on the ball currently, passing it to Aaron Eastwood. Eastwood gives it to his friend, number 7, Jamie Chambers, who's always on that right side of the field right next to Aaron Eastwood. That is number 22, Owen Braddock. Another shot that hits the back of the net but does not go in. That is number 11, Hugh Cho One, who wants to start the offense real quick, and what a transition for them. Great pass for number 88, Damon Zhu. Little bit of cut and go, cut and go. He's trying to find the open man here. That will be number 77, Kevin Taihang, who's currently on the ball. And another turnover by China. That is called a foul. Chambers makes the most out of this possession. Passes it to number 8. Delay of game by China. That was the flag here. Number 8 finding the open space. Oh, finds number 15, Joe Cole, who takes the shot, but it does not go near the goal. The referee having a couple of words with Jamie Chambers. Again, Jamie passes it to Max Evans. Evans to Eastwood. Eastwood to Braddock. Braddock to number 16. That is Oscar Meller. Jamie Chambers. Chambers back to Evans. Evans to Eastwood. A little bit too high for Braddock. And it seems to be another turnover by Wales. But they recoup. That is 16 who was able to scoop that and bring it back. Oscar Meller, who gives it then to Max Evans. Evans to Chambers, and another shot saved by number 11, Hui Hao Chuan. Now that's number 3, the leader of the defense so far, Keegan Hughes. Great interception by Wales there, contesting those passes. That was number 5 for Wales, who ran the length of the field, Connor McMillan. He's still there. It will stay Wales ball as Macmillan goes back to his position, and number 8, Cameron Prover, takes up for him. Couple of substitutions. Number 14, Luke Crompton at the bottom of your screen going out, and Owen Braddock currently in possession. Timeout called. There must be something that Fono wants to talk over with his players, because he is not very happy with what he saw earlier in the second quarter. We are still in the second quarter. The score is 3-2 for China. You're watching the 2022 World Lacrosse Men's U21 World Championship live from the University of Limerick in Limerick, Ireland on laxsn.com. And that concludes the timeout. We should be back right now. Chinese players coming back into the field currently. We will be Wales' possession as they try to level up the game right now. And they're moving a lot quicker, that ball. They're trying to make everyone... You see that China kind of loads up that middle area in defense, and they're just trying to move him around so they have more space for shots. And when the players cut, they are still being guarded by over 2 or 3 players that are right there in the middle, crowding the area near the goalie. So Wales finding out that the best way to start to open up spaces is making quicker passes, making more cuts, and That was just a little bit of a miss. You see the regret on his face. Number 17 thought that was going to be an
10 minutes,
assist for
10
him.
minutes
Aaron
remaining
Eastwood,
in the second quarter.
another turnover that could have resulted in a score for Wales, turns to offensive possession for China. Hui Haochuan on the ball currently. Now we see that higher pressure. Look at Chambers. Still not enough for them to really feel it. China quickly transitioning into offense. That is number 3. Keegan Hughes, who's currently on the ball. He's in no rush to make any sort of approach. He's probably going to dish it to his right side to number 13, Yang Zhouyi. Zhouyi dishes it down to number 16.
9 minutes,
9 minutes to play in this second quarter. That is number 18, pardon me, Shi Haodi. Still another shot. No luck for China. Look at that. Wales being a lot more physical. Recouping the ball. Now number 23 taking it all by himself. Jack Brooks. Somebody we had not mentioned today. Trying to drop it off to one of the offensive players. That will be number 8, Cameron Probert. He's going to find on that right side as always, Jamie Chambers. Chambers dishes it to number 16, Oscar Meller. Back to Probert, to Chambers. Harry Eastwood, pardon me. Oscar Meller. 8 minutes to go in this second quarter. Owen Braddock. Chambers. Number 15, Joe Cole takes a shot. Saved. China quickly trying to transition into offense. Number 17 trying to push forward. Aaron Eastwood. That was a missed shot, but number 3, Keegan Hughes, had all day to resolve whatever he wanted. He was able to just square his defender up and go right by him. That is number 1, Dylan Zhu. Brother of Damon Zhu, number 88. The man who scored twice and has already 1 assist to his name. Number 18, Gao Haojing. And you see China is in no rush this time to move the ball around. They're still on top by the lowest difference possible, yet they seem pretty comfortable. That is number 77, Kevin Taihang Yang. Getting pushed out by number 17, Aaron Eastwood. China setting picks, crowding that left side of the field. Again, Dylan Zhu. He's going to take Aaron Eastwood. No luck. Save. Will McDonald seems to be having a better second quarter. He looks a lot more confident as well. High pressure by China. McDonald talking to his players. He's saying, go far, go far. Everyone calm, come back. Everybody open up. McDonald tosses it up the length of the field. Great pass, great control. Look at Chambers, who's cutting by himself. Little too late on that, Cameron Probert. That is number 16, Meller. Meller to number 17, Eastwood. Crompton. Chambers. Probert. Back to Eastwood. Still a lot of passes yet. No real penetration inside. Chambers chasing the ball. That ricochet of one of the Chinese players. They will call it a push. It will be Wells' ball still. Chambers a little bit mad, trying to speak to the referee and plead his case. And it will be a delay of game once more on China. 37 coming out for China. Chambers on that right side of the field. To Evans. To Braddock. Now moving the entirety of the area. Braddock. Evans. Chambers. Still nothing there really. Chambers. Great pass and an even greater reaction by number 11. Cat-like reflexes for Kui Hao Xuan. Pardon the crack in the voice. We're still in this second quarter with over 6:30 left to go. We see that higher pressure. Zhu still unfazed by it. Number 88 for China. That was, I believe, an illegal stick check on Wales. That is a timeout called once more for the Chinese side. They're gonna talk some things over while they're still in possession. Remember, you are watching the 2022 World Lacrosse Men's U21 World Championship live from the University of Limerick at Limerick, Ireland on laxsn.com. We'll be right back with you. And we resume play again. China on control of possession. That is number 3 for them. Keegan Hughes, who's been excellent for him. Number 77 waiting for the pass. Kevin Thiang. And a little bit off a bounds. Great save by McDonald. The two goalies doing the most for their teams. Great reflexes on both sides of the field. And another shot by China. This time, they rip it right through. Number 88, Daman Zhu. That is his 3rd score of today's game, making the difference even bigger for China as they sit in a more comfortable lead of 2 goals.
China goal making it 4-2 with 2 minutes 38 seconds to go in the second quarter.
We still have 2 minutes 38 seconds to go, as you might have heard the announcer on this second quarter, or as some would like to call it, first half. Green login against the man he's faced the entire day, Liu Mengen. Longen victorious with that, although he loses possession fairly quickly. And it's gonna go the other way. China recoup that ball. High pressure by number 23, Jack Brooks, who's been relentless, and he gets it back. And after a couple timeout again called by Wales as they want to talk over, there's not that much left on this second quarter, and they really want to go over what they're going the game plan to make the difference as slim as they can. If they could tie it, even better. But for now, they'll just talk what they're going to do now. That is Coach Dan Funnel tucking it over with this offense. My name is Nico Arciniegas, and you're watching the Lax's and you're watching the Lax Network. We'll be right back. And we are ready to take on this second quarter of Group D matchup between China and Wales. China leading 4-2 as we approach the end of the second quarter with over a minute 40 left. Wayne Braddock on the ball, passes it to Jamie Chambers, who's always on that right side. Braddock gives it back to Meller. Oh, and they lose possession there. However, Aaron Eastwood recuperates it. Oh, and that hit the post. Physicality being shown, and a throw by number 22, Owen Braddock, who's gone a little quiet after his score. Possession will go the other way for China. With 1 minute 20 seconds left, another timeout called. And it seems like they did not call a timeout. Coach is on the Chinese bench being very vocal, trying to talk to their players because there seems to be some sort of confusion. Brendan Mullen, head coach, alongside Matt Dixon and Gu Shendong are those in charge of the Chinese delegation. They're trying to set up the offense for the Chinese side with 1:20 left. And it will be Hui Haochuan who will inbound the ball all the way back from his side of the field. And we resume the second quarter. Hui Haochuan wasting no time telling his players, come by. Let's make this a quick transition. Actually go far, I'm gonna launch it. He does, but there is number 8 waiting for it. 1 minute remaining on that second quarter, and number 8 gets blasted by the Wales defense. A little bit too strong on that pass from McDonald. Chinese ball still. And that is number 18, a rocket of malice, Kerry Grin login. Maybe showing his frustration. And a call by the referees. It will be Wales ball.
30 seconds in stop time. 30 seconds.
30 seconds to go. They probably want to send this one right through. Green login is going to take the entirety of the field. Turn on those jets, young man. Already on the other side. 20 seconds to go. And that was number 16, Meller, with an attempt to try to throw it. He recoups the ball. Don't think there's much time left. Probably want to get a shot off right now. Green login Passes it to number 22, Owen Braddock. Little too late on that shot,
Takes us to halftime.
as it was right before the whistle blew. And that is the end of the second half. Sorry, that is the end of the second quarter, or as some like to call it, the first half. That is China, who is on top of Wales currently with 4-2. Let me remind you folks that the Lax Sports Network is proud to bring you over 60 games from the World Championship. You are watching the 2022 World Lacrosse Men's U21 World Championship live from the University of Limerick at Limerick, Ireland on laxsn.com. We'll be right back. Ready for action on the third quarter as we are on our way.
Halftime. This 4-2 ball game in favor of China.
Both teams have used
Everybody
at
on the
least
hillside's happy. How
one
about it on the
timeout.
hillside? Salute to your team. How about this? Let your players hear it.
Now, Wales again. On offensive side, Chambers dishes it to number 16, Meller. Number 17, Eastwood. It always reaches number 7 at some point. Chambers, one of the more versatile players and better passers. Owen Braddock's still very much quiet, and his team needs his offensive production. And Eastwood, talk about that man, number 22, opening up spaces for everyone else. And a shot that does not go through. That was number 16, Meller. And it's back going the other way for China as Kui Hao Xuan is having himself a day, honestly. Very cohesive team for the Chinese side. Very technical as well. Head coach Brendan Mullen must be very, very happy with the performance thus far from their players. It's still Kui Hao Xuan trying to see where this offensive possession will begin. Still no pressure from Wales, as a minute has already gone by for this third quarter, and you see China is in no rush to do anything with that ball. The first line of 4 is right there for Wales. Little skip pass. Ooh. Things starting to get a bit chippy. 25 did not like that contact. He was gonna go back for a little bit more, but he was retained. Cheng Yong. And that's that physicality that you like to see from the Wales team that you saw yesterday, and it's gonna go the other way. It will be China again on the ball, number 8. That was number 77, sorry, that will start the possession, Kevin Taihang.
20 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Number 88, Damon Su, the man that's been able to do it all. 2 minutes have gone by already for this second quarter. And the height difference, the size difference in the players, it's quite evident. And you see that the Chinese players are a lot more dexterous, a lot quicker than that defense from Wales. But still, they're doing a great job of trying to keep in front of them. It seems that there's a... Oh no, that's not a change in goalie. That was my mistake. That is number 3 for Wales, Joshua Croney. Number 17 on the ball, and Eastwood corrals it after missing the first attempt. That is Braddock again, moving up around that center field. Chambers doing a 1-2 play. Braddock gonna take a shot. It's gonna go off, no good, but Wales will retain possession, and that's what they need, shots on goal. They haven't been quite successful at getting cleaner attempts. That is number 12. We have not seen him yet, Oli Hill. Number 17 gonna take another shot. Another bounce that sails over the goal for China. Still Wales on possession. And another score by number 17. A little bit of a behind the back action like we saw earlier from Owen Braddock. Number 17, Aaron Eastwood, telling him, everything you can do, I can do. I'm sure Coach Dan Funnell will be happy about this score. Third quarter, still 4 minutes have gone by already. And look at that replay, a little bit of an assist there by number 7, Chambers, and right behind the back, as he saw the anticipation by Kui Hao Xuan, who was trying to close in on him, and just scooped it right behind his right past him, sorry. That is the third score of the game for Wales. 1 goal difference once more. We are still taking a look at that replay on the live stream. Owen Braddock very happy about that score as we see his initial reaction. We apologize, folks, as we are unable to troubleshoot. We're having some technical difficulties. We'll try to fix that right now. Again, Wales possession back. Owen Braddock now behind the goal is going to try to score. But a great save. And those cat reflexes of Kui Hao Xuan have come very much handy for the Chinese team. It will be Wales possession again, right on the face of the Chinese defense. That is number 16, who's going to take the ball, Oscar Miller. That is Owen Braddock. Dishes it to number 9, Evans. Evans to Chambers. Chambers to Meller. Meller to number 6, Yuri Striek. Owen Braddock gonna take a shot. Rips it right through and a miss. It was just a bit too right. Chambers again with the ball, always behind the goal. Meller in on possession down. Number 6, Yuri Striek. Owen Braddock. Eastwood back again to Braddock. Little bit of a change in pace to drop by his defender. That is Meller. And a score. They tie it up. Fourth score for Wales. That was Meller, who's been trying all game and hasn't given up. That was a great play, great movement, and that was a mistake by Kui Hao Xuan earlier that gave possession fairly close to the Wales team. And we can hear the benches being very vocal right now. Game all tied up in the third quarter. Over 7 minutes have gone by. And we see again Harry Green lining up for his face-off. Tempo now favors. The momentum is now in favor of Wales as they just scored 2 goals in less than 8 minutes. We see the setup. Referees move out of the way of the players for a face-off. And it is Green Longan. It will be Wales' ball as they continue with possession. That was, you could see number 2 holding onto his head in despair, Liu Mingyan. That is number 12, Oli Hill. Not been mentioned quite too often, but he's now back on the field. Owen Braddock. Braddock to Eastwood, who's always complimented on that right side with Chambers. However, on that left side, it is Braddock and Meller who dominate. There seems to be a pause in the game. Referees going over what they're seeing. Little bit of a change in substitution as we see Ollie Hill in the bottom of her screen go out. Chinese defense talking over what they need to do in order to keep Wales out of the score sheet again. Ollie Hill replaced by number 15, Joe Cole. Same name as that wonderful Chelsea player of the 2000s. Braddock. Eastwood Chambers. All passing the ball at the top of your screen. Braddock again. Dishes it. This is Riek. Not able to corral that pass. Number 34 goes down for China as he was being pushed. Jinqiao Greng Wang. And it is back for Kui Hao Chuan, who will decide how this play develops. Short passes for China. No pressure by Wales. 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Gao Haojing at the top of your screen on the far side of the field. Making short passes, number 1. Dylan Zhu. One of the quicker and shiftier players on this Chinese side, if you ask me. Just like his brother, Daman Zhu. How about Dylan? Look at him just run past his defenders. Giving it to number 77, Kevin Tai Hang. Back to number 1. Who's just so shifty, moving in and out, cutting. And a little bit of a too strong pass will be recovered by Wales. Number 16 will inbound it. That is Oscar Miller. Owen Braddock. On that right far side is Chambers, who I believe will be the next to touch the ball. And he is. He's passing it back to number 16, Oscar Miller. Zdiek on top, Eastwood. Braddock gonna square up and try to go past his defender. Great cut by Meller, and an even better shot. Meller just seeing what the open spaces right there in the heart of the defense, and really sending this one not as hard as we've seen those rips, but rolls it right under Hui Haochuan, and you can hear the Wales bench just so vocal and happy with the performance thus far. Hui Haochuan having a little bit of trouble in this second half, as this third quarter has seen Wales score 3 unanswered goals. I'm sure Brandon Mullen is unhappy with his team's performance on this third quarter after they'd been so dominant during that first half. Again, that is number 2, Liu Mengan against Harry Grin Login. And you hear those, yeah, Harry, but it is ultimately the Chinese side who come out on top, but they're hit. Ollie Hill recuperates that ball. That is Chambers on the far side. That was Miller. Eastwood. A little bit of a substitution there. Ollie Hill back to Chambers. Chambers with a little bit of a change in pace and direction. Meller, there's still 2 minutes left on this third quarter. And there's a little bit of a mosh pit. I don't know what that is. But everyone just on top. That is Meller, who will inbound it for Wales. Braddock, who's right there by himself, is going to try to take a rip, and a score by Braddock. That is his second of the game and an assist to his name. I told you folks, I knew that wasn't going to be the last score of his game. It just took him a little bit more to get comfortable this time. This is a guy that whenever he finds the open space and gets comfortable, he is going to tear apart your defense. Now, this is the 4th unanswered goal for Wales, and China calling a timeout as they need to talk things over. You can see the frustration from number 34 screaming at his teammates. We'll be right back. Timeout has gone by, and we are back here for face-off. Now they changed who comes in front of Longin, and that is number 3 with a longer stick, just trying to push him. There seems to be a bit of a collision there. Hopefully nobody injured. Looked like number 15 had landed awkwardly, but he is fine thus far. That was number 3 going against Owen. Keegan Hughes was trying to go against Harry Longin with no luck thus far. Owen Braddock making another appearance. Longin going out for a substitution. The face-off specialist. And now it is Wales who are in control of this game. That is number 15 to Eastwood. Eastwood passes it back. Joe Cole to Braddock. Braddock to Chambers. Chambers to Braddock. Braddock back again. Passing it to the other side of the field. That is number 6, Yuri Sidiek. A long pass, but intercepted by number 4. And yes, indeed, that was a big collision. One of the smaller guys on offense. Jamie made him presence felt. Another, what? How could he have stopped that? I cannot believe it. Kui Hao Chuan, cat-like reflexes, saving his team again. And that is not the conclusion of this third quarter. I believe it's a timeout called by Wales. We'll be shortly back. And pardon me, folks, that indeed was the end of that third quarter. As the teams change sides, it will be Wales who will retain possession on the offensive side. The score is 6-4. That third quarter saw Wales go way past China, score 4 unanswered goals. Now, this is crunch time. 4 quarters is where legends are made. We all know that. Again, Wales finding that those quick passes around, making the Chinese move, are going to be the answer to finding those open spaces. Another shot and another goal. And that's what we're talking about. That is Aaron Eastwood with a score and an assist by number 9, Max Shaft. Max Evans. And you can hear that bench just trying to carry over that momentum. And that is the 5th unanswered scored. That is the 3rd scored for Aaron Eastwood on this game. And again, the man of the hour, Harry Greenlogan, will face off against number 3 again, Keegan Hughes. But this time, Hughes able to corral that ball. That's good defense by number 23 for Wales. China will retain possession. It is number 1, Dylan Zhu, who's on the ball. Pass it to he is 1-on-1 right now. He might just get shifty. And indeed, he's going to run just right past number 4. And that was a miss by China. They're asking for a hit on the helmet, but none was given to them. Wales begins this possession with a skip pass. Number 23 is in charge, Jack Brooks. Running the length of the field. We see him do that once or twice to help out. And that is another shot. Hits the back of the net, but no goal. I mean the side of the net, pardon me. Jamie Chambers hunting down number 8 for China. Still going strong, although finally stopped by Owen Braddock, who continuously stick checks him and does not let him flow by him. That is one of the Zhu brothers, Damon Zhu, with the ball. Number 18, Gao Haojing. Backing down a bit. Wanted to get the ball to number 88, Su, but he's still very much defended by Brooks heavily. Number 19 trying to gather that ball that he almost stole. No luck. Again, China having a little bit of bad luck there. And it is Wales who ultimately come up with a ball. Ollie dishes it. Number 8, a little bit of a hit. Something's wrong with number 8 for Wales. Cameron Probert on that collision. But he was able to stand up by himself. It'll be a penalty. Penalty called, or flag as you may say it. It'll be Chambers who will be given the ball on that right side near his bench. That is Chambers. Max. And another assist from Max Evans to number 17, Aaron Eastwood. As we were hearing that there's 5 minutes left on this quarter. Wales, another score. They've scored 6 unanswered goals. China's got no answer for them right now, and those cat-like reflexes we saw earlier from Kui Jia-wan are starting to dissipate. Again, number 3 for China, Keegan Hughes, will take on the man of the hour, the specialist, Hair Green Login. Another possession for Wales. Green Login trying to get a hold of that ball. He is not able, however. Number 4 for Wales, Finn Sykes, does take care of that, but not that much, because another turnover. One of the Sue brothers, number 1, Dylan, will take control of this possession. Passes it to his brother, Damon Zhu. That is Damon Zhu dramatically walking towards number 5, Connor McMillan, who's set his feet. A little bit of a shift and another one. Dylan running right past McMillan in a crazy score. Somebody get a hold of that, man. China not celebrating that goal that much as they're still 3 scores down. That was some impressive movement and cut by number 88 for China, Damon Zhu. And top bins, as they like to call it over there in Europe.
8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the 4th quarter. The score is now 8-5 in favor of Wales.
3:43 to go in that 4th quarter. You heard it, folks. Score is 5-8. 3 scores up. Wales Login lining up against number 3 once more. Hughes again comes up with a ball, but it is ultimately his teammate number 88, the man of the hour, Damon Zhu, though he was fouled. Now his brother Dylan gonna take care of this possession, walking towards the near sideline. Gonna get a pick set by number 3, trying to push him outside, and another score by China as they seem to have found the answer. That is number 7 for them. First score of the game for him, Grant Yang. And the Sioux brothers causing havoc on that Wales defense. That was Eastwood who fell asleep on that pass. And it was ultimately Grant Yang who made the most out of that possession. Again, cutting short that 3 deficit into 2. Now, in less than a minute, China have been able to score twice. And that's the beauty of this game. Anything can happen, folks. I was 17 for the first time. Aaron Eastwood, who ran that face off. They'll try to milk the clock down a bit more. Ollie Hill, he'll probably dish it to number 7, who's on the near side of the sideline. Chambers back to Braddock, who overthrew him. It'll be China possession. That is one of the Sioux brothers, Dylan, currently on the ball. Little bit of a skip, running past Ollie Hill, gonna take a shot. Saved by McDonald. Very impressive save. A 3rd score right there would have meant Wales would only be China, would only be 1 score away from tying things up.
There are 6 minutes left in the game.
And a costly mistake. It would have been a costly mistake, but Owen Braddock saved that pass. Timeout called as Dan Funnell tells all the players come near the sideline. We're gonna tuck things over. Remember, you are watching Group Pool D, China against Wales. We're still in the 4th quarter with a score of 8-6 for Wales. You're watching the 2022 World Lacrosse Men's U21 World Championship live from the University of Limerick at Limerick, Ireland on laxsn.com. We'll be right back.
As we enter the timeout, there are 6 minutes left in the game, 6 minutes, and the score is 8-6 in favor of Wales.
Jackson and Steven, you good? Yeah, Steven, Jackson, picture. Guys, get out there. Get out there now. Get yourself set. Jackson, picture. Get out there. Where you going? That's 6. 3 seconds!
6 minutes left on this fourth quarter. It is Wales' possession. That is Chambers currently on the ball. A little bit of a pressure there. Number 8, Cameron Probert. Probert to Meller. Meller to Braddock. Braddock to Chambers. Chambers back to Probert. Probert to Meller. Meller to Braddock. Braddock to Eastwood. The man with a hot hand. And a big mistake there on the offensive side by number 8, Probert, who let that pass bounce off of him, and number 11 recoups that ball. Keegan Hughes trying to set up the offense here. That is one of the Sioux brothers, number 88, Damon. Damon getting run by Jack Brooks, still in front of him, getting pushed, getting hit. He takes a shot, but it is ultimately McDonald who saves it. He was a bit far and lacked a little bit of strength, as he was surrounded by 3 green jerseys. That is number 4, who's currently in possession. Finn Sykes dishes it back to Will McDonald. McDonald scanning the field for a short pass. Sykes again on the ball, dishing it back to McDonald. Playing a 1-2 there.
4 minutes left in the
Good
quarter.
pass for Owen Braddock. He's going to pass that midfield line, and that will ease up the pressure a bit. Braddock, Meller. Now they're going to dish it to Ollie Hill. Ollie Hill gives it to Eastwood. Eastwood's just walking at the top of your screen. Eastwood dishes it back to Ollie Hill. Hill back to Eastwood. They're playing a 1-2 right there, just getting a couple passes in. Braddock to Eastwood. Eastwood was going to pass it to Ollie Hill, but he was being substituted at the bottom of your screen, and it is now Max Evans who's back on the field. That chemistry between number 9 and number 17 is something that you might want to take a closer look at. Great ball movement by Wales. Got to take a shot, and a score by number 8. Celebrate that one. 6-9. That was Cameron Probert with his first score of the day, giving them a little bit more of cushion with that 3-4 lead. Smart decision there. Close to the goalie, make it bounce so it is harder for him to react. And nothing to do there for Keegan Hughes, who's had a great day thus far. But defense, goalie has been good. Offense just has been a tad bit better, and that is reflected on the score sheet. Now this time it will be Aaron Eastwood lining up on that face-off against number 3. Eastwood trying to come out with that ball, but it is ultimately China. Ollie Hill pressuring up, and it is number 23, the man that can do it all, Jack Brooks, who comes out with that ball.
2 minutes.
It is Wales' possession and goal by Chambers. There was a misunderstanding there by the Chinese nation. They believed it was their ball. You saw the goalie, Kui Hak Xuan, see him at the top of your screen grab one of the balls while it was already in for Probert to dish out a quick assist to number 7. And that was a little bit of falling asleep for the Chinese side. I think they're going to talk things over right now as they'll call a timeout. We're back again, ready for that face-off. And it is again Eastwood. Now China has changed their approach. They're not going to send back number 3 Hughes. It's going to be number 2 for them now. Liu Mengen, who had been doing it earlier.
10 in favor of Wales.
Again, Eastwood comes up big for Wales with that win on that face-off. Another possession for Wales.
The clock will stop on each whistle, or stop at start.
Again, Wales moving that ball around. Chambers with it. He's going to dish it to Ollie Hill. And he did not. Now he does. Braddock in possession now after Ollie dishes it to him. Chambers to number 8. Probert.
1 minute, 15 seconds.
Probert on the ball. Back to Meller. Meller to Chambers. Chambers back to Meller. Back to Chambers. Back to Meller. And he's going to skip it over. This time it will be Braddock who's going to play that keep up with both of the players. Running behind number 11 and the goalie. Now that is Probert to Meller. Meller to Chambers. As you see, they're just milking down the clock. They have no intention of giving a possession to China. There's 30 seconds. Start hearing the chants from the bench. Wales, Wales. And another turnover by Aaron Eastwood, who could not corral that pass. It'll be China, but they are pressured up high this time. Oof, that was a big collision. And I believe that's what they're calling right now. Number 2 still on the floor trying to pick up himself up, but having a little bit of trouble. Oscar Meller having a bit of a conversation with Hui Haoxuan, the goalie for China. Seem to be having a friendly conversation, a little bit of a fist bump right there.
Wales has been assessed at 1 minute
And number 2 will be taken out by the medical. He can do it. He can do it on his own, so that's always good. Hopefully it was nothing too serious. Damon Su will start the possession for China. Dropping it off to Then to the other Sioux brother, Dylan. Damon gonna take a shot. And it sails right over. McDonald celebrating quite a bit. And a score by China. No score. That is the end of the game as you see all the Wales players running towards their teammates to celebrate this victory. That was one of the better games we've seen in these couple days. Group D, Wales routed China. Initially, China had a 2-score lead, 3-1. Then they saw that disappear in the third quarter, where they saw Wales score 6 times, and they had no answer for it. The Lax Sports Network is proud to bring you over 60 games from these World Championship. Now, remember, today, 1 o'clock European time, 8 a.m. So about in 20 minutes, we'll have our good friend Tom Eschen on the LSN network call their game for Japan against the Czech Republic. Make sure to hop on that. And after that, we got Hong Kong against Netherlands, and my good friend Daniel Cirelli will be calling that at 9 a.m. That is all for me today. I hope you enjoyed the transmission, and remember, thank you for watching the Lax Sports Network of the 2022 World Lacrosse Men's U21 World Championship. Our final score 10-6. For a complete schedule of our games each day, follow us on social media at Lax Sports. My name is Nico Arciniegas, calling the game from beautiful Sunnyside, Winter Park, Florida. That's all for me. See you next time, folks.